Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Cut lumber, as in woods and forests. The exponent required to produce a given number. A segment of the trunk of a tree when stripped of branches. A written record of events on a voyage, of a ship or plane. A written record of messages sent or received. They kept a log of all transmission by the radio station. Enter into a log, as on ships and planes. Measuring instrument that consists of a float that trails from a ship by a knotted line in order to measure the ship's speed through the water. Move heavily or clumsily. The heavy man lumbered across the room. Cut lumber, as in woods and forests. The wood of trees cut and prepared for use as building material. An implement used in baseball by the batter. The exponent required to produce a given number. Record a distance traveled, on planes and cars. Pass away rapidly. The dressed skin of an animal, especially a large animal. Of persons or their actions, able or disposed to inflict pain or suffering. Cause to fall by or as if by delivering a blow. Seam made by turning under or folding together and stitching the seamed materials to avoid rough edges. Sew a seam by folding the edges. The act of felling something, as a tree. Cut down on. Make a reduction in. Intercept, a player. Cut with sweeping strokes, as with an axe or machete. Cause to come or go down. Cause to fall by or as if by delivering a blow. Cut with a blade or mower. Declare null and void. Make ineffective. Strike down a law. Cause to fall by or as if by delivering a blow. Strike down a tree. Cause to die, especially suddenly. A shape that is spherical and small. He studied the shapes of low-viscosity drops. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Drop off the passengers at the hotel. Grow worse. Fall or descend to a lower place or level. A sudden sharp decrease in some quantity. A drop of 57 points on the Dow Jones Index. A free and rapid descent by the force of gravity. It was a miracle that he survived the drop from that height. Let or cause to fall in drops. Stop associating with. They dropped her after she had a child out of wedlock. Pay out. A small indefinite quantity, especially of a liquid. He had a drop too much to drink. Get rid of. Cause to fall by or as if by delivering a blow. Hang freely. The light dropped from the ceiling. A steep high face of rock. A steep drop. Stop pursuing or acting. Drop a lawsuit. Leave undone or leave out. A curtain that can be lowered and raised onto a stage from the flies, often used as background scenery. Lower the pitch of musical notes. A central depository where things can be left or picked up. A predetermined hiding place for the deposit and distribution of illicit goods, such as drugs or stolen property. Change from one level to another. She dropped into army jargon. Fall or sink into a state of exhaustion or death. Shop till you drop. Give birth. Used for animals. The cow dropped her calf this morning. Go down in value. Stock prices dropped. Let fall to the ground. Don't drop the dishes. Lose a game. The Giants dropped 11 of their first 13. Omit a letter or syllable in speaking or writing. New Englanders drop their post-vocalic Rs. Take a drug, especially LSD, by mouth. She dropped acid when she was a teenager. Terminate an association with. Drop him from the Republican ticket. The act of dropping something. They expected the drop would be successful. To fall vertically. The bombs are dropping on enemy targets. Utter with seeming casualness. Drop a hint. A person who pleads for a cause or propounds an idea. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. Someone who expounds and interprets or explains. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. The finger next to the thumb. A number or ratio, a value on a scale of measurement, derived from a series of observed facts, can reveal relative changes as a function of time. Adjust through indexation. The government indexes wages and prices. An alphabetical listing of names and topics along with page numbers where they are discussed. A numerical scale used to compare variables with one another or with some reference number. List in an index. Provide with an index. Index the book. Energy made available by the flow of electric charge through a conductor. The power went out around midnight. Of a government or government official, holding an office means being in power. During his first year in power. A state powerful enough to influence events throughout the world. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. Possession of the qualities, especially mental qualities, required to do something or get something done. Danger heightened his powers of discrimination. Possession of controlling influence. The deterrent power of nuclear weapons. One possessing or exercising power or influence or authority. The mysterious presence of an evil power. Physical strength. Physics. The rate of doing work, measured in watts, equals joule per second. Supply the force or power for the functioning of. The gasoline powers the engines. United States painter noted for works based on life in the Midwest, 1892 to 1942. The trees and other plants in a large densely wooded area. United States film actress, 1938 to 1981. Any wind instrument other than the brass instruments. English conductor, 1869 to 1944. English writer of novels about murders and thefts and forgeries, 1814 to 1887. A golf club with a long shaft used to hit long shots, originally made with a wooden head. Metal woods are now standard. The hard fibrous lignified substance under the bark of trees. A written document preserving knowledge of facts or events. A written document preserving knowledge of facts or events. Register electronically. They recorded her singing. Sound recording consisting of a disc with a continuous groove, used to reproduce music by rotating while a phonograph needle tracks in the groove. Indicate a certain reading of gauges and instruments. A compilation of the known facts regarding something or someone. Al Smith used to say, "Let's look at the record." Be aware of. The sum of recognized accomplishments. The lawyer has a good record. A list of crimes for which an accused person has been previously convicted. He ruled that the criminal record of the defendant could not be disclosed to the court. Make a record of. Set down in permanent form. A document that can serve as legal evidence of a transaction. They could find no record of the purchase. An extreme attainment. The best, or worst, performance ever attested, as in a sport. He tied the Olympic record. Anything, such as a document or a phonograph record or a photograph, providing permanent evidence of or information about past events. The film provided a valuable record of stage techniques. The number of wins versus losses and ties a team has had. At 9-0, they have the best record in their league. To come or go into. The boat entered an area of shallow marshes. Be or play a part of or in. Register formally as a participant or member. Set out on, an enterprise or subject of study. Take on duties or office. Put or introduce into something. Become a participant, be involved in. Enter a race. Make a record of, set down in permanent form. Come on stage. Put down in writing, of texts, musical compositions, etc. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Put, an animal, to death. The sick cat had to be put down. Put in a horizontal position. Cause to sit or seat or be in a settled position or place. Cause to come to the ground. Reduce in worth or character, usually verbally. She tends to put down younger women colleagues. Make a record of, set down in permanent form. Instrument that shows the extent or amount or quantity or degree of something. Instrument that shows the extent or amount or quantity or degree of something. Instrument that shows the extent or amount or quantity or degree of something. A logarithm to the base e. A logarithm to the base 10. A logarithm to the base e. Log large enough to be sawed into boards. A large decomposing tree trunk that has fallen, usually in a forest. The decaying wood provides moisture and nutrients for a variety of insects and plants. A cigar-shaped log with rotary fins that measure the ship's speed. A cylindrical log with a device that registers distance. A cigar-shaped log with rotary fins that measure the ship's speed. A cigar-shaped log with rotary fins that measure the ship's speed. Go on board. Transport commercially. A vessel that carries passengers or freight. Hire for work on a ship. Place on board a ship. Ship the cargo in the hold of the vessel. Travel by ship. A knotted cord that runs out from a reel to a piece of wood that is attached to it.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.